Yeah, they. So this is the website for the class, and of course, we don't actually give out the course syllabus because it takes so much paper to run, and we have a copy budget that we have to maintain, and we always go over. So what we do is we post the course syllabus on the Blackboard site, and what we do is we give you out a syllabus brief. And what the syllabus brief does, it tells you what time the class meets, one day the class meets, which y'all know. It also tells you my name. My name is Rich Rain. I wrote this class this semester. Taught it last semester, and that was the first time I taught it in like 5 years. So, but tells you the alternate contacts. If you want information about the college or if you need advising, I know you might be assigned to an advisor. If you're on the AOT, you would use it. If you're on the ILT or the AOT, any one of us can advise you as far as what classes you need to take and stuff like that. You don't have to. This makes it a lot easier for you to get in contact with somebody. So we're kind of fluid. I think I'm starting out my T1 classes, my midterm 1 classes. I'm not even in. They're not even in the building, my office. So it's going to be interesting. It's okay. But here's first week in course information. And this is in assignments. So this we'll just take y'all through real briefly. Homepage, announcements. What I do anytime I post an announcement for the class, I also send it out in email. Also, when you do, we use a texting application called Remind. I don't know if y'all seen that before. But what Remind does is you're going to get an opportunity to allow me to sign you up for Remind. And then what I can do is I can send the text to you individually, or I can send the text for the whole class. And you can text me back. You don't know my phone number, but it comes to my phone. So it comes through there. It'll pop up with a strange number. So to start off with, I'll say this is Rich. But after you see that number, that'll be the same number. It pops up every time you get that text. And it's a real neat utility. So I found out it's a proven thing that, people check their text messages a lot more often than they check their email. So normally anything important, I might not post it up there, but I might say, check your announcement, or I might say, check your email, when I send out that text. So you'll get an opportunity when you do the syllabus quiz. So what we do to make you, make sure you read the syllabus is we make you take a syllabus quiz. And I got this in my days in Auburn. When I took a class, we had the professor come in and give us a syllabus the first class. And then guess what he did the second class? Gave us the test. And he didn't say he was going to do that. Luckily, he had already got around what he did, so we were ready for it. We do ours online. And also, some of your classes make you sign a thing saying that you got a copy of the syllabus. What we do is we do it online. So what we have is when we go into this, well, let's look at this other part. Announcements. This is course calendar, so this is where we're going to put when the assignments are due. I'll put when the labs are due. So right now it's kind of blank because the class is moving on. But right now, we know right there on the 19th, on the 29th, what do you know? It says test. So we have our first test. So we've already scheduled the test for the semester, and they're already up there. Okay. The first assignment, in fact, I'm going to do it right now. So this is when the first assignment is due. I don't know if your other classes that use this calendar, but it's a really neat feature that's available on Blackboard. Assignment 1 is due before midnight, and I'll show y'all the assignment anyway. But basically, it's to read the syllabus and read this and do the quiz and that kind of stuff. So this is going to be the calendar. So I've already got the test posted. So right now, you know when the final exam comes in. So we have our first test on January the 29th. We'll have our second test on February the 12th. We'll have, I'm missing something. Final exam is on the 5th. Looks like I'm missing a test day. That's only 2 tests. What we do is we have 3 tests. It's on there. I don't know if we put it on there, but it's on the syllabus. I'll talk about that. I don't see the 3rd test in here. This is the actual first. So what we'll do now, and you've got a copy of the brief, but if you lose that, what we want to do on the brief is, since we don't give you the syllabus, we put it online. You need to, have what book we buy and what applies and stuff like that. So we give that out to you on one piece of paper. The way we tell it, any other teacher that should give y'all the syllabus? They usually don't because
I don't think I have.
but when you think about it, our syllabus is 7 pages long. When you think about it, if they would run that for all the students taking all the classes at Lawson State, we'd be telling thousands. It costs, telling how many dollars every semester just to run the syllabus. So, but you're responsible for Blackboard. So what they want us to do is they want us to post that on Blackboard. And then once you get access to that, everybody's in here used Blackboard, so we should be okay. Normally, this class does not have a prerequisite, so every once in a while we get students in here that haven't ever used Blackboard before. So you see at the bottom of the brief, that's one of the things that tell you how to log into Blackboard and check your email. All y'all know how to do that, right? All you know. So this is the syllabus, and I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to go over some important information. First of all, the books. The books that we use is a book put out by Schoolcraft, and unfortunately, my cover is gone. But it's called Hydraulics Pneumatics. The name of the book's on there, but it's a soft-bound book, soft-packed book, and wire-bound. And also, the other book that you have is what's called Full Power Book, the Full Power Handbook. And I don't have a copy of it, but Full Power Data Book, it's actually a little small thing. And what this does is this has tons of information on it that you will be able to use during class. So there's a lot of information in this class. There's math in this class. Just about any technology is going to run into is going to be math. So, yes, it's a little old tiny book. What I've done is I've scanned it for my copy. And it's actually half this size. And it's a really neat reference book as far as fluid power. It's got a lot of math on it, but fluid power has been around a lot of times. A lot of times it's got tables. So instead of trying to do the math, you can look up the information in a table. It's in a metric. We have a row column. You look up like a cylinder size, and a pressure size, and it will tell you the amount of force that's generated without doing any math, which is really neat about this. So let's go ahead.
It's the rest of that book, hard table.
No, it's got, I'll pass it around.
Okay, well, we have one that big.
No, what I've done is a real small book. It's about this wide. What I did when I scanned mine, of course, is I folded it out and I was going to have it. But a real small book you can carry around in your back pocket. Really, if you got into full power, that's one of the things you end up with. You're not going to run into any companies. I don't know of any companies that don't use a form of full power. Hydraulics pneumatics. These are all under an umbrella that we call fluid power. So I would like for this to be called class to be called fluid power, but it's not one of the classes that's in the state curriculum that we have. So this is hydraulics pneumatics. We used to teach pneumatics and all the labs were hydraulics. And that was a mess. I don't know if y'all played around with hydraulics before, but so what we do now is we teach hydraulics. We teach pneumatics and hydraulics, but we do our labs on pneumatics. It's really clean. And what you'll find out is once you learn one trade, one skill, they're so similar, it's very easy. In fact, when we lecture, the book's split up in pneumatics and hydraulics, and instead of doing that, we'll lecture a whole chapter that covers the same field. But all our labs will be on our fluid power trainers, which are over here on the side. So you need a calculator, definitely. You have to have safety glasses in this class. We also need to put this. We're going to be here. This class we shouldn't have any problem with. But we don't allow short pants and we don't allow good shoes. Don't wear coming here with flip flops on and shorts on any of our trade classes. You know, if you went to work for Mercedes, you can't walk in with flip flops on. I'm laughing because my son went for an interview. And guess what he went to his interview? Dark pads flip flops. Did you get the job? No. So, and it was one of those jobs. It was a friend of a friend or a friend. If he'd have walked in there dressed accordingly, that he would have had the job. Anyway. USB thumb drive. I don't know what we need that for in this class. So if you don't have one, but just about everybody has those now. Standard school supplies. Of course, you need paper, you need pencil. We do all our documents in this class. We do with pencil. I don't like ink. I got tired of following road maps a long time ago. You get people, and in this class, you make a mistake, and what you have to do is scratch it. And you do something, make a mistake again, you scratch it out, and sooner or later, you're drawing errors and all this kind of stuff. You won't need to follow your errors and try to figure out and try and solve. But one thing I like about pencil is you can do well with. You can erase. So all your lab documents, when we have anything that's written on tests, we want you to do those in pencil. I'm sure you have a pencil in the class. Make sure you have your safety glasses too. We don't go to the lab without safety glasses. We deal with stuff that's under pressure. We have hosing. I don't know if you've ever seen a hose pop out before. It could hurt you. We don't deal with real high pressure, and that's another problem with fluid, with hydraulic or liquid pressure, is that the pressures are usually extremely high. When we ran our hydraulic trainers, we ran at 1,000 psi. Pneumatics, we don't do that. So over there, we use 60 psi, pounds per square inch, which makes it safer, but it's still not safe. So you take a piece of tubing and you put it in one of our quick disconnects, and you don't get in there quite right. Power on once that thing's going to do it, it's going to pop out. And then what's it going to do next? You can start swinging all over the place. Everybody's done that with the hose pipe, right? Away from well, here you're going to have that thing popping in your eyes and stuff like that, and it cause a problem. So we'll always have our safety glasses on when we're over there in the lab. And I don't know of many technical instructors. You'll have to wear them in your AOT, right? So, what are you making? HVAC, y'all have to wear them all the time over there too. I mean, you got all kind of fluids and stuff that would basically tear your eyes up, and some of that, that gets into it. You're in AOT too. Yes, sir. So y'all familiar with what could happen there? Y'all get grazing and all kinds of stuff. If you don't wear your safety equipment, you don't really get into the problem. I know that you're in the AOT, right? Charles, you're in the IOT. So really, we ended up with more people in this class in the AOT than so y'all have had some fluid power experience in air conditioning. What else do we need to read out of this? Professional competencies, you can read those. This is our grading scale. When you look at the grade book, it's going to have all these units basically first. And you have to understand that everything in the class don't have the same weight as everything else. And why I bring this up is I got a nasty call from a guy saying when he calculated his grade, he thought he had a B and he ended up with a C in class. And what he was doing, he was giving assignments the exact same way as test got. So he was just taking all of these units, adding them together and dividing by 6, and that was coming up with his average. And so he was giving everything to what? The same way. So when I explained to him what was going on, he was okay. But the The tests that we have during the term, we have 3 of them. This does not include the final exam. We have 3 tests. And that's going to be 25% grade. Then the assignments, that's what? 13%. Just having your supplies is 3%. Finishing your first week in assignments and quizzes, that's 4%. We're going to have a pneumatics troubleshooting. I'm going to redo this, guys, because we don't have time to do that. But we are going to have a pneumatics troubleshooting. I'm sorry, that's right. We're going to have a pneumatics troubleshooting lab, and then we're going to have the lab themselves at 20% of the grade. But the troubleshooting lab is 20%. What we're going to do all term long is we're going to hook up all these circuits. We're going to see how they work. And then at the end, what we're going to do is you're going to design a circuit. And then what you'll do is all the class will go around and look and figure out how your circuit works. And then what you'll do is you'll bug your circuit, and then somebody else will come in and try to figure it out. We'll do about 4 of those. So everybody in class will have an opportunity to let somebody try to fix your circuit. And then once you fix it, you're going to have to tell the rest of the class how you figured out what was wrong. And that would be the troubleshooting. And that's 20% of the grade. So we had a guy in one of the classes that I thought he had an A, but he ended up with a C. Because he missed one. Huh? What's that? No, the 15% is the troubleshooting lab. I'm sorry. The laboratory experiments is 20. And then the final exam's 20. But he ended up with a C in the class. He should have had an A because he missed so. And it all, so you get so many points for designing the circuit, depending on how complex the circuit is. So the more complex the circuit you come up with, the more points you get on the design. So one of the labs we do is designing the circuit that you're going to cover. So we'll start off by giving you the circuit. And then as we move through, we're going to let you start designing the circuit. And then at the end, we'll end up with a design project and then, make it work. And like I said, it's great and recorded too, how complex you make it.
Okay, that sounds like really vague. If you're going to give us a standard,
what you're going to do is that's the last lab. So you're going to have all this stuff we get through. Yeah, it's going to have a standard. It's going to say, okay, if you put this and this in there, this is the number of points you're going to get. Okay. And the more stuff you add, the more points you get. So the more stuff you put in your circuit, the more points you get. And it'll all be explained when you get there. But we'll start off with circuits that we're going to give you, right? And then once you understand how fluid power works, fluid power is probably easier to understand than electrical circuits. And it's a heck of a lot safer. It's a lot safer technology. And we can see why. So these circuits are not simple, but we'll show y'all, make sure when you draw your circuits out, you draw them, of course, according to industry standards. We're going to show you how to do that. We'll show y'all some circuits. And we'll try to make a time where we can actually, we'll probably try to do that tonight, since there's not many people here. Where we'll go over to the mechatronics lab and actually let you see the fluid power in action, what it can do, what it can do. Now, our mechatronics train, our manufacturing line, they use nothing but air. But if you understand air pressure, then you'll understand pressure of the liquid. We'll talk about the advantages of using liquids to generate pressure. According to this, we're going to have 3 tests during the term. They're already scheduled. I need to go back and check that because I got a calendar and got it written out. But I was trying to do multiple classes at the same time. So that's probably where I messed up on that. But what we do is we don't give any makeup tests because of the way the class runs. So what we do is the first 2 tests, test 1 and test 2. So y'all know this is a mini term, so that means we're taking 16 weeks of material and we're meeting the class twice as long, and we're covering it in 8 weeks. So basically, every class is worth two classes over a 16-week term. So that means on test night, we don't come in and take a test and go home, because we would be losing the whole class, right? You understand? So we got 2 options. And the tests are going to be timed, by the way. The Get you used to taking a time test, because there's very few tests that employers give that are not timed. Because what they're trying to look at is that can you complete a task in a certain amount of time, right? Does that make sense? So our test is time. So we could come in and we could give the test at the start of class, and then if you got through early, then you would have to hang around, because we got another part of the class to teach, right? Or we'll be in lab. Or what most people like to do is we'll do lab and start off with it, and then we'll take the test the second part of the class. And then that way, if you get finished early with the test, what can you do now? You can go home. So if that's the way they want to do it, we can do it either way. It'll make it different. But we're not going to cover any new material on test day. What we'll do is we'll be in lab to start off with the first half, and then we'll do the test the second. Now what we do is, and why we don't give makeup, is that the next class, what we'll do is we go over the test. We'll see if we got some people that hadn't taken the test, what can I do? I can't go over the test. And so we have tests about every 4 classes. And now we're in a pinch because now I can't go over the test. I can't review the test because we have people that haven't taken the test. Right? You understand? So what do? We don't get makeup tests. But what we do is we understand that over 8 weeks something can happen. So what we do is we drop your lowest test score at the end of the term. So if you do miss one test, then it's not going to hurt you. Well, you said, well, that was the one I was going to make 100 on. There's really nothing I can do with it. But in an 8-week term, if you miss 2 tests, you'd fail the class anyway. You don't want to fail. And probably, I imagine over 95% of the people that fail my classes are the ones that want miss class. That's a fact. So you just get to the point where you just can't do labs. You can't, you miss a test, you can't make up a test, you can't do the lab. And then you get into a big problem. It's like a lot of people that take these online classes. I don't like it online classes. I'm not taking some of it. But what do people do with online classes? They'll put stuff off. And then it gets to the point where they can't do the work. So if you were to look at the failure rate between online classes and in-class, you'd see that online classes have a higher failure rate than instructor classes for that reason. Everybody okay on there? Assignments. We have several assignments in the class. The first one, I don't know if they're up there yet, but the first one is it's up there, to read the course syllabus, take the quizzes, do what we call the syllabus agreement. So we do it kind of like when you install software on your computer or your tablet, where when you try to install it, they say you have to accept what we call the end-user license agreement immediately. So if you don't accept it, then what happens? Then you don't get to use that. You don't get to use that application. If you do accept it, which most y'all probably seen these things several hundred times, but what do you do every time? You just accept it. So we have a syllabus agreement that says, I've read the syllabus, I agree with its content. And then you can either disagree or you can agree. If you disagree, of course, you can't come to the class until we figure out why you disagree with the syllabus. Of course, if you never agree with the syllabus, then you can't do it. You can't take the class. It's just that simple. So what we try to do is the syllabus agreement will be due next class. We need to get that out of the way. Doing the syllabus quiz and all that kind of stuff will be due Friday. And then what we do is we have you send an email. And so we'll go ahead and look at assignments. So the first 2 assignments, assignment 1, read the course syllabus. And it talks about that. Assignment 2 is just you to send me an email through your college email account. In fact, I don't want you to send it to your college email account. If you look at one of the options over here on the left-hand side, what's one of the options? Email instructor. Now what I do is I get a lot of mail. So what I have the ability to do is that if you use this email right here about the class, it goes into a folder for this class. So I don't have to go out and fool around with trying to find you in all the email that I get, because it's automatically going to go into this folder for the class. And then it'll pop up saying I've got email in this folder, so I know it's going to be something about this class. So any email that you send me relative to the class, what I want you to do is log into Blackboard and use this email instructor. There's also one that says what? Email classmate. So you could literally go in there and email somebody else in the class if you wanted to. So you don't even have to know their email address. You can email one of your students, one of your classmates. So that's two options that you have. And what you need is going to ask you to do something inside that email. So I'm looking for so you can't say, hey Rich, it's me, because that didn't meet what the guidelines is I'm looking for in that email. So you need to read that assignment. And that's the second week. We're going to deal with some safety rules, fluid power safety rules, pneumatics and hydraulics. These are going to be assignments that are going to be due. Basically, you're going to have an assignment due almost every Friday. But it's not something that's big. It's something that, it's not like, figure out why the sky is blue, right? Well, if it was green, you wouldn't know where to stop cutting grass. So that's not an original, by the way. So I lost my syllabus. So let's go back over. Oh crap! I did it again, Rich. I'm going crazy with my mouse. Let's see if it logged me out. No, it didn't. So the syllabus brief is out here somewhere. You got one? Oops. First week quizzes and assignments, right? Syllabus. There's another copy of the brief if you lose it. There's actually the course syllabus. And where was we at? Assignments. First week quizzes. Grade average. Another thing that people don't understand, at Lawson State, to pass a class, you got to make it least 2. That's Lawson State policy. And why they do that is that you got to have a C average to get your award. Anytime you make a D, then that's going to hurt you. But you have to retake the class. Now, what you have to understand is some people are under the impression that if you make an F in the class and you retake it and you make an A, the A goes into your quality points. It's not. It's an average. I mean, that F is still average. It's a grade point. I mean, if you got an A and you made an F in the same class, and that's going to average out to a point C average, right? You understand? That does happen to you. You need to go to the registrar's office and try to explain to them why they should forgive you for the F. Because if you don't do that, it's going to be in your grade point. And they're either going to do it or not going to do it. And it doesn't hurt. It's just like financial aid. I get that all the time when people say, well, I don't qualify for financial aid. And what do I tell them? Go and apply for it. Because let them turn you down, right? Don't turn yourself down. Let them turn you down. And also you can go to financial aid and check for, there's a lot of scholarships, believe it or not, that go in you. Because people don't what? Don't ask for them. Attendance, everybody knows attendance. Another thing that I have problems with almost every semester is people just stop coming. And they don't withdraw from the class. And they think, and I ain't going to tell you how many times I heard, oh, I dropped that class. I don't know why I got an F in there. I dropped that class. I said, well, how do you drop it? What they did? They stopped coming. But what you have to realize, I cannot withdraw you from the class. I cannot do that. So what happens if you don't come, what do? I grade you like you're a test. That means every test that you don't take, you get a what on it. You get a 0. Every lab you don't take, you get a 0. And what do you end up with the class? You end up with an L. If you withdraw from the class, then you get a W. Now, if you get a W, you have to retake the class, but it doesn't count against your grade point. It's just like you did when you take the class. So that F is not going to be sitting out of there. It's going to be real hard to get rid of because you got a grade point average, right? You understand? So every F you make is part of the average, even if you retake the class. Now, we'll let you do that until what they call the last day to withdraw. And I'll put that on the calendar. Usually it's around third test time. Now, if you withdraw after that, you get a grade. If you withdraw before the last day to withdraw, you get a W. Everybody understand that? So it's right around third test time. Lateness. I'm the kind of person, and we start class on time. I'll come in here after I learn your names. I don't call roll, but I take roll. Everybody understand that? And I'll do it at the start of class. Class is supposed to start, and then I'm through with roll. I mean, you come walking in, and I look at you. It makes no difference. I'm the kind of person I don't think about something after I've got it done. Unless you say something. So what happens if you come in late, you're not going, I've already called roll if you come in late. Everybody understands, well, call roll, I've done it. But what you need to do is say, hey Rich, can you get me on roll, make sure I'm on roll or something like that. And then I'll remember that, right? I told my other class in church Sunday, the preacher was up there just preaching away. And he said, wait, I got to remember something. His wife was sitting on the front pew. Put your finger in there. Put yourself over the finger in there like that. And he went on for a while, and when he looked back over there and saw that finger in there, what did he do? He remembered to go back and pick up what he wanted to say. So I'm not going to have you put a finger in there. This is brand new about plagiarism. Everybody know what plagiarism is? What is that? Yeah, you take credit for somebody else's work. They just added that to the syllabus this week. So, I mean, they're really coming down on that. They say if you plagiarize, you're going to get a what? A 0. Cheating. They've added cheating to the syllabus. I know what cheating is, right? Professional decorum about texting while you're in there, about sleeping when you're in class. That's one thing I don't appreciate. I don't like when people try to sleep in my class. I wake you up. When I was taking classes in the Navy, one of the schools I was going through, the instructor had 2 big old garbage bin bags. If you fell asleep in his class, he'd go sneaking by there. So I don't do that either. I've known to throw stuff at you. Speaking out of turn, we don't raise our hand in our class, but we have a pretty relaxed class. So if you got a question, just kind of let it out, Eating and drinking. We don't mind, in my classes, I don't mind if you drink drinks in the classroom, that's okay. We don't eat in my classroom. We definitely don't take anything over to the lab, any type of drinks or something. But you're more than the lab's right next to the door. I mean, if you do have something to drink, don't take it in the lab, just do what? Just leave it over on the table. And make sure before you leave that you throw those things away. Because I don't clean up after y'all, right? Just don't take your drinks and stuff, no food. Wearing inappropriate clothing. This is one of the big things with Dr. Crawford. You have to know Dr. Crawford. Anybody ever met Dr. Crawford? He's the vice president. He don't put up with that stuff. I don't want to see your butt. I don't want to see your underwear. We had a guy come walking in the front door. I swear his pants was down to here. It was hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Very true. By the way, they've actually added the policy if you have a problem with me, if something goes on. They say the first thing you're supposed to do is what? Speak to the instructor. Next thing we're supposed to do is, speak to your department chair, not of our program, but your department chair. They always have it, bring it to their attention. If they don't resolve it for you, then there's a process where you can go online on Lawson State's website and actually file a true complaint about something that's happened. We have 3 steps you can go through. I think Jeff Sutton is the department chair for the NCAC, and then Nancy Wilson is the department chair for the AUT and the ILT. Harassment, we're not going to harass people. American with Disabilities Act. I've had problems with this, where a student will come up and say, Rich, I need extra time to take tests, but they don't have it documented that they need extra time to take tests. We'll do everything we possibly can if you've got some type of disability and you need something done. We're actually going to do some of our labs. We're going to take some of our tables and make very low ones so we can have students come in there and take care of that. But the problem I have is it's not documented. If I do something for you, then I have to do it for all. I have to do it for the whole class, unless it's a documented disability. Where if you need more time to take tests, if you need to be quiet when you take tests, we can actually arrange for you to go somewhere else and take tests in some office. So we got all kinds of stuff that we can do for you, but it's got to be documented. So if you got some type of disability where you need to have arrangements made so you can succeed in the class, we're not saying special. It's not special. It's saying you can succeed in the class. And what you need to do is on this campus, you need to contact Renee Hearn. Her contact information is here. And we have also an ABI office over on Front London. And we'll do everything we need to excel in the class if it's at all possible. We've had students come in. There was no way in the world we could do what they needed to succeed in our program. So it's not an open thing saying, okay, if I ask for this, I'm going to get it. It has to be available. It has to be something that's available. But an extra time to take the test, that's available. Quiet environments to take the test, that's available. We don't have that problem usually because we take it in a computer lab next door and everybody's taking the test usually. So I don't know. But like I said, anything we can do, we can take care of that. Cell phone use, everybody knows you need to put your cell phone in silent while you're in here. And don't answer your phone while you're in class, right? So if somebody calls you, you need to get in touch. Get up and go out the door. I've had students actually sit right there in my class and talk on their cell phone, and I'm up here trying to fix. Unfortunately, guys, my phone is kind of a business phone, and if my boss calls me, I will talk. Course calendars posted on Blackboard. Everybody knows where that's at. Some notes. It says in here that if you arrive late or leave early for class, you need to let me know. Arriving late and leaving early, not only arriving late, you need to make sure you get on the road, but also we got to understand, safety. So we're busy in the lab. You decide you want to leave, you just go off and leave. Something happens and we have to evacuate the building. You left. I don't know if you left. Right? You understand. Somebody's going to have to come back in this building looking for your butt. Right? You understand that. If that happens, then that's a big problem. So all I'm asking for you, I'm not asking for any reason if you got to leave early because you're an adult and I cannot keep you. In fact, if you say, is it okay if I leave, Rich, I'm probably going to say no. Right? But if you say, Rich, I've got to go, then that's all that is. That's all you have to say. I need to go. That's all you need to say. Just let me know when you leave. Like I said, I might talk to you a little bit and tell you what you're going to miss out of and what you're not going to be able to make up if you leave. But, that's just me trying to understand that if you leave, you might affect the grade. So y'all understand that? And no profanity in my classroom. I don't do that. I got in class one time I thought this was a smart guy, and I got in there and he used a lot of profanity. I lost. I said, this guy's not smart. What impresses me is people that uses terms I don't know. I'll go and look them up, but So everybody okay on the syllabus? We went over it real pretty fast. But like I said, my responsibility is not to read the syllabus to you. My responsibility is just to go over the concerns that we have on the syllabus. It's your responsibility to go out and read the syllabus. And then after read the syllabus, what are you gonna do? Yeah, right here, first week agreements and assignments, and you'll see it's going to be a syllabus quiz. Also on the brief. The brief is part of the syllabus. It's basically the first page of the syllabus, right? You understand? So that's what we're giving you. We're giving you the first page of the syllabus, basically. And if you look at the syllabus, it says see brief, see brief, see brief. That's what it's going to be. But like the syllabus quiz, if y'all taken a Blackboard quiz before? So it'll come up and ask you to begin it. And then it's basically multiple choice and fill in the blanks. But see, the first thing I'm going to do is ask you for a phone number. We learned real fast that I can get in contact with you. Well, I don't give this out, by the way. Because what happens is you have people, a lot of people do that change his phones as much as they change their underwear. And I can't tell you how many times we got the phone number off of this class list. So when you enroll, they put that phone there, and I'll call him, and he'll say, this phone is no longer in service. I just can't tell you how many times that's happened. So I'm going to ask you for a phone number, and hopefully it's a cell phone, because the next thing I'm going to ask you is it okay if I use that number to send you text? Now that's a makes no different answer. If you answer no, it's going to give you credit for it. If you answer yes, it's going to give you credit for it. But if you answered yes, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter that number into the class, that Remind software application that we run, where I can send you a text anytime. You can text me through that Remind software. So once you see the text from me, now you got it. All you have to do now from now on, if you want to text me, just go to that and do what. So what I'll do is once everybody enters that and I enter that, I'm going to send everybody a text. And that way you'll have that number that you can do what? You can text back. And that way you can text me on my cell phone and you don't have to know my number. And you can see, I think it's like 24 questions long. And if you take multiple classes under me, you're going to get the same quiz, but some things change. But some of my students are under the impression if they take it for one class, they don't have to take it for the other. That's not true. And then, of course, your syllabus agreement. This is due before next class, right? And basically, it says a lot like what a EULA says, or an in-use and license agreement says. It just says by clicking on submit and agree, that I agree with the content control. And now we've got a record. We had one class that we had a part-time adjunct instructor come in there and teach him. And, he got to the end of the class and he said, well, where's all this stuff at? You know, where's the lab book at? Where's the lab books at? And the students were supposed to buy the lab book. And all these students had went back and said they agreed with the syllabus, and up in the syllabus it says, I have to buy this lab book, and nobody bought the lab book. And the instructor didn't even tell them to buy the lab book. So the instructor didn't know they were supposed to buy the lab book. So right at the end of the semester, and he don't use it anymore. Because this was toward the end of the semester, and these guys hadn't done any labs. So I'm not going to tell you his name. Well, he's not out here anymore anyway. His first name was Josh. So that means if you agree with this, and then it comes to the end, you say, well, I didn't know that. You know, we've done this more than once. Well, it's what? It's in the syllabus. It's in the syllabus. And then the dress code, saying you're going to adhere to the dress code. I think that's the other one. And then I got to get out of this, so I need to get back to Now make sure you got two options under these quizzes. You can save and exit, or you can submit. If you save and exit, then I don't get to see it, right? So when you get through with it, you need to do what? You need to submit it. The syllabus quiz, we'll leave that open for a couple of weeks. And if you make a score on it and you don't like it, what do you think you can do? You can retake it. That's one of the quizzes you can retake as many times as you want. And the way it's set up with it will keep your highest grade. But after that, we can't let y'all do the syllabus quiz the whole semester long. So we usually make that available the first 2 weeks, and after that, it's not available. And there's some part, and if it's got a little gold circle up there, that means it's waiting on me to grade it. So when you enter your phone number, there's no way in the world I can set up a key that knows your phone. So what that means is it needs grading. Now I'm not going to go out and grade it instantly, so I'll usually wait like Friday. I'll go out there and I'll grade. I'll put the grade up there, and then that's when you need to go back and look. So if it's got that little gold circle up there, it's waiting on me to grade it. And there's not going to be any reason for you to go out and retake it until I get graded. Are you okay? Let me do this before I forget. Because I will. So this is fluid power, right? Say what's your name? You taking biology online? How'd they do lab?
And I know the Lord worked
Oh yeah, I was rough when that was one of the science classes I took. You have to learn to dig in A strings. The order they go in. Oh.
You got a question?
I don't mind.
You working. You're going to be here. You give a break. You grab a snack.
What we do is we give a 2-minute break every hour. We try to give a 2-minute break every hour. And I think the break machines are down here. I think it's about time for a break. All right, let's
curious.
Yeah. And you have to understand, when we're up here teaching, we get carried away. So this is the symbol. So about every hour, we want to take a break. Now, when we're in lab, well, luckily the class is small enough where everybody's going to have their own station. So we're not going to team up. And then it's up to you to space your breaks out, right? So we're not going to say, when we're in lab, we're not going to say, okay, let's take a break. You know, you come over there, I'll sign off the circuit. You might go out and take a break and then come back. If you're a smoker, anybody here smoke? What we'll try to do is we'll open up this door in the back, and we don't want you to smoke out in front. What you can do is just go out the back and go up to the side and smoke back there. It's not legal. It's not legally a smoking area, but we're not going to make that go up on the hill if there's smoke. In fact, what I'll try to do when the class starts, I'll crack this door back here, and then you can come in that way. So you can park in the back and come straight in this back door. You can look right there and you can see it. And then when you leave, you can just go right out this door and save you a little time. And then you can go out here and smoke, but go back over here towards the wood. Come back over here towards this way. So any more questions? Yeah, this door doesn't unlock, but it don't close when you push it open. So if I'm busy and the last one that goes out, what y'all need to do is just turn around and push the door closed back and it'll latch back. Okay, so we don't have to prop this guy here open. Are we okay? All right, let's take a break.